What's up guys, it's Punchy, and today we're going to be looking at one of the most unique enchants in all of Deepwoken, and honestly one of my favorites. There's been a lot of changes to this enchant, but I want to take an in-depth look on what has changed and see how good this enchant really is. The Curse of Unbidden is already one of my favorite looking weapon enchants that I've ever used, and I like it because it's purple. I can definitely see some very interesting drip combinations with Vision Shaper or something in the future. If you find a good outfit, let me know. Basically, this curse's negative effect replaces your critical with a full counter attack. This counter lasts for like a second, and its counter effect happens instantly. Its windup is very similar to Prediction, which has an immediate effect, but it won't be like Equalizer, which has a delayed counter. Once you actually hit this counter attack, the critical will cancel and allow the user to get a free hit with full hyper armor. Instead of reflecting damage, if anybody hits you with an attack or mantra, this counter should negate any of their stun, damage, and effects and provides you with a free hit. It's honestly pretty great for shutting down predictable weapons or mantras. What's interesting about this counter is that its secondary effect drains ether from enemies. I thought this would be redundant and almost useless, but it's very strong. This will scale based on your weapon, so the more damage you deal, the more ether you drain. This effect is extremely powerful and honestly super good for keeping down mantra spammers at zero cost. Like, even if somebody is out of range, I can counter them and take away ether. It's basically free and does not put me at any disadvantage. With that out of the way, playing with an Unbidden enchant is a unique experience. It's definitely something to get used to, but I think this counter is more of a blessing than a curse. If you're able to time those attacks and retaliate, you will be doing a ton of damage and staying safe. Some players might say that this counter is very punishable, but you aren't stunned for very long. Much like Prediction, this counter comes out so fast, if you miss, you're not really at a giant downside. Many people get surprised and walk out of the way too. You'll also notice that people play way more passively because they expect you to counter. Sometimes they'll hesitate and you can catch them off guard because they see that you have Unbidden and they want you to counter. Just by having an Unbidden enchant, the existence of that counter becomes a threat that you don't even have to use. It will ultimately affect how your enemies play. Anyway, I think this curse is very fun to play with and it might be one of my favorite enchants. As a warning, the better the player, the better this is, but iframes are always something good. In PvE, this is basically free invincibility, so if you really wanted to, you can make an entire build about counters or invincibility against monsters. It's something unique and I want to see it happen. That's all for today, and I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoy Unbidden and the mind games it provides. Please try out this enchant before you say anything and you might be surprised about how well it works. Thanks, and make sure to like and subscribe because we're almost at 50,000 subscribers. Have a good one.